Hello everyone and welcome to That Scene. Justice League has been out for over a month now, and I couldn't help but respond in some way to the movie, and specifically this following clip.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
Tell me I did not just see that.
The problem is that this is a constant theme in the movie, that Batman has no superpowers. And this movie makes sure to reiterate that point again.
You got no powers, no offense.
That feels like an oversimplification.
We all know that 2 hours was just not enough to truly allow all Justice League members to shine and show their superpowers. But that is not a good excuse to go ahead and mock one of the most important superhero characters of all time, and reduce their value and worth just to throw in a little joke, which frankly, no one even laughed at. Except for the Marvel fans, of course.
You have nothing to threaten me with. Nothing to do with all your strength.
Okay, so we all know that Batman has no supernatural powers or abilities, which is what they were probably getting at.
Wait, you're not just some guy in a bat costume, are you? Are you freaking kidding me?
But that is not how most of the audience understood it. How I and most people understood this is that Batman has no special abilities whatsoever. And that, my friends, is a blatant attack to who Batman is and what he represents. His skills in the comic books, his analytical mind, his knack for problem solving that allows him to be the greatest detective have all been downplayed in favor of comic relief. In fact, Batman's disposable income seems to be a constant joke throughout the movie.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
Sure, Batman is rich, no doubt about it, but that is beyond the point. Batman is constantly upstaged in Justice League by his superpowered teammates who are stronger, faster, and smarter than him. In fact, Batman is manhandled multiple times in the movie, which is a further disgrace. Because we all know what really happens when someone puts a hand on Batman.
I think you got your answer.
In essence, Justice League reduces Batman to a brawler, with some cool gadgets and cars. Characterizing him in this way doesn't really do him any favors, since he has teammates who eclipse his strength, speed, and fighting skills in every way. As a result, he's often an afterthought in Justice League's biggest fight scenes, relegated to firing guns in the corner or writhing on the ground in pain.
Yeah. Oh, something is definitely bleeding.
To be honest, it made it seem as if Batman is a useless, powerless freak dressed as a bat, just so the audience can dig it. Pun intended, of course.
Just like a bat. I dig it.
Maybe temporary.
So allow me to convince you why Batman is probably the most important member of the Justice League, even though the movie failed to show him as that.
A demon! He is a hero. It's obvious by the bright blue and yellow in his costume. The mask means he must be well known, perhaps a wealthy entrepreneur with ample free time. Square jaw indicates strong lineage, perhaps a doctor's son. And the bat motif, most surely inspired by some childhood trauma. The masked bat, perhaps?
Actually, it's Batman. Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
How did you deduce my identity so quickly?
The hat.
Batman doesn't have godlike gifts of Superman and Wonder Woman, but surely they cannot match him on a cognitive level. And this is probably the most obvious and widely known facts about him, that he is among the smartest characters in all of DC Comics. He has a recorded IQ of 192, which surpasses Albert Einstein, putting him far beyond the threshold of a genius. Batman's attention to detail, technological ability, situational awareness, and tactical prowess ensure he gets the upper hand in any battle he's in It's the reason he regularly beats some of the biggest powerhouses in the entire DC universe. He does this by carefully formulating plans and contingencies that ensure his victory over his adversaries. For example, in the animated movie Justice League Doom, Vandal Savage hires Mirror Master to hack into the Batcomputer and steal contingency plans devised by Batman to neutralize his teammates, in case they ever go rogue.
The plans were mine.
Yours?
Say what now?
I've carefully studied every Justice Leaguer, past and present, and created contingency plans to neutralize you, should that ever become necessary. The members of the Justice League are among the most powerful and potentially dangerous people on the planet.
You think one of us would go over to the other side?
Or succumb to mind control. Yes, it's possible. That's why I developed plans for containing any or all members of the JLA, should the need ever arise.
None of us would ever do that to you.
Then you're damn fools.
In fact, when he makes a decision, he takes into account all the possible outcomes, thereby allowing him to be adaptable and ready for just about anything, including himself, as you will hear in the following audio clip.
Agamemno Contingency, codename Detective. While Batman is a master strategist and combatant, he is only human. The best way to disable his strategic abilities would be to distract him. His parents are an excellent blind spot, as is his endless crusade to protect the innocent. Taking hostages is a good distraction, particularly if they're friends or family.
Think carefully before you do this.
Batman is definitely someone who rises out of darkness. And because of this, he is hard to scare, manipulate, and control.
Z, Batman needs to talk with John. You gotta come along too, it's important.
Is that you, Boston?
Yeah, everything is, boy, this guy's mind is tough. Can't hold. What is going on?
Since he is fearless, he has on numerous occasions cheated death.
This one has cheated us many times. It is vexing.
Boo.
In the animated series of Justice League, episode titled Only a Dream, John D, aka Dr.Destiny, attacks Justice League in their dreams. It comes down to John Jones and Batman to stop Dr. Destiny. When Batman finds him, the villain makes a note of Batman's lack of superpowers, but the Caped Crusader corrects him.
But you're different. You don't have any special powers.
Oh, I have one, Johnny. I never give up.
In other words, Batman is persistent and perseverant in achieving his goal. For example, in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, when Batman made a goal to actually take down Superman, he did just that.
Do you bleed?
You will.
And then he went on to keep his promise, and actually did make him bleed. Unfortunately, it's not exactly uncommon for the Caped Crusader to be seriously injured in battle, but Batman is able to overcome this with his inhuman ability to simply ignore his injuries and carry on at whatever the cost. Batman is able to do this not only because of his physique, but also because of his mental ability to block pain, a skill he acquired by training with the League of Shadows and among other mentors, such as Cassandra. In the anthology film, Batman Gotham Knight, we learn that a woman named Cassandra teaches him many ways to ignore pain and become free of suffering. Additionally, in the popular Court of Owls story, Batman is impaled after being stabbed through the stomach with a sword. viscera spilling out as a result, but still manages to survive and escape. The only reasonable explanation for this is that Batman either has extensive nerve damage, which does not allow him to feel pain, or he has overactive, superhuman adrenal glands, which are pumping potent adrenaline in his body, allowing him to soldier on in the face of absolute agony. There's no question that Batman's level of willpower is seriously superhuman. He is able to perform near impossible tasks through sheer force of will. Through his willpower alone, Batman has resisted Scarecrow's most potent fear toxins, overcome Joker's paralytic gas, survived poisoning, and slowed his bleeding after a severe gunshot wound. As if that wasn't enough, Batman has also wielded Hal Jordan's Green Lantern ring on several occasions, a weapon that requires vast amount of willpower to use effectively. And he actually proved proficient in its use despite very little training or instruction from Green Lantern. We all know that even though Batman is trained in martial arts and tactical battle, training is not everything, as we once learned from Ra's al Ghul.
I've had training.
The training is nothing. The will is everything.
The will to act.
Once we combine Batman's genius, training, fearlessness, perseverance, pain endurance, and the willpower, we come to his final superpower: Batman's will to take great risks against all odds. We're talking about taking risks that others are either unable to take or unwilling to take. For example, in the animated movie Superman Batman Apocalypse, Batman gambles with Darkseid and threatens to destroy Apocalypse itself with the Hellspores, unless he lets Kara Zor-El go.
You're bluffing.
Omega Lambda 7 XL9. That sounds like a bluff to you?
You dare? You dare? You will disarm them.
Forswear Kara Zor-El. Say it.
Well played. Had the Kryptonian or the Amazon taken that gamble, they would have lost. They do not have the strength of character to destroy an entire planet to achieve success. An admirable quality.
In essence, he's willing to step up when no one else can. Having said all this, I hope that the next time you think about Batman, you will remember that he is more than just rich. And I would like to end it with this.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.